Okay. I don't have. Let's get started. Good morning, first and foremost. I don't have the participation that I was expecting. However, we are going to get started anyway. And with that being said, I hope that everyone that is present now had the opportunity to respond to our do now. If you didn't finish responding to it, please make sure that you are working on it right now. And try your best to share your response because you definitely may contribute to someone else in the classroom being able to comprehend the themes we're speaking about. And your response may serve as an example. So with that said, I have the do now projected, and the do now that I wanted us to discuss collectively is the following. What is happening to the main characters at this point in the text? And do you think that they are achieving what they truly want? So we know that there are three main characters in the text, several. However, Jin is the core main character, but there are other sub characters like the Monkey King and Jin's second persona, which reflects his assimilationism into the white culture. With that said, would anyone care to share their response with the class, please? Okay. That means that I'm going to just randomly choose a student and I will read your response. Just because, as I said, the purpose of us having these meetings is to ensure that everybody is on point with everything and is comprehending the reading, especially the central themes in the text. Okay. So I have selected Saf's response for the purpose of initiating this discussion. And Saf stated the following. The reason that I think Jean was unkind. Oh, wait, actually that was a response to something else. So he focused on the differentiated do now, and the differentiated do now was asking about the relationship between Wei Chen and Jin. And to that differentiated do now, Saf responded the following. The reason I think Jin was unkind to Wei Chen when he first arrived was because I think Jin thought they had nothing in common, so he did not want to be friends with him. For the second question, which was asking about an inference pertaining to the behavior that was aforementioned, Saf stated, we can infer that Jin, based on his behavior toward Wei Chen, does not want to be friends with people he does not really know, and he can change very easily. I really appreciate the response, and I think it's a great response. On the other hand, I want you all to focus more on what was it that prevented that friendship from elaborating, and I'm going to go back on the commonality aspect that Saf emphasized on. So going back to the fact that he was being mean to him merely because he was from a different culture slash ethnicity, that demonstrated a lack of cultural tolerance. And if you haven't noticed at this point in time, I'm going to be like abruptly straightforward. As an educator and professional in general, one of my core beliefs is that I have the ability to foster cultural tolerance in my students. And that's why from the beginning of the year, I modified the curriculum that we are studying in order to incorporate diverse perspectives. So going off on the question I've been asking you and connecting that to a higher purpose, something more important that's going to get you really far in your lives. As a curriculum manager, because that's what I consider myself, even when I write my PhD papers, I don't write, we always get two options. I don't write from the perspective of a faculty member. I write from the perspective of a CEO, somebody in a management position. I believe that incorporating diverse perspectives is going to help you guys develop a more prominent sense of your own racial identity. And with that being stated, it will also help you learn about different people and their cultures, and in a sense start to appreciate our differences, because although we all come from different backgrounds, we can attest to the fact that in life we need to learn to tolerate others that are different from ourselves. And it's very, I'm going to say, common for us to feel the need to assimilate to the white culture, because of the point in fact that that's what the media tells us. It's something that I got into really interested in when I was studying at Rutgers University, which was my first undergraduate degree. And I got into media studies, how in films we're told that we're ugly if we're dark skinned, if our hair is not light. We're told that if we have an accent, we are different. You know, we are quote unquote exotic. And it's these permeated messages that allow us to not accept others. So in the text, we see that a lot of these characters are lacking self-acceptance. They're lacking a prominent sense of identity development. And with that in mind, one way for you to foster not only cultural tolerance for other people, but a sense of self-reflection and self-acceptance is to learn about these things that go on a day-to-day basis. And I can speak from the point of view of a professional, because what I'm reading right now, although this is about andragogy, which entails the study of adult learning theories and college student development. And I know you guys are merely in 7th grade, but time flies by, and before you know it, you will move on to a college campus and you will experience a culture shock if you don't start to appreciate other cultures. And the way that you do that is by learning about them, because sometimes we have these biases that maybe they come from our parents. Keep in mind, not all of our parents are as educated as ourselves, because even I can speak from the point of view, from my personal perspectives. I've been raised in a household where I was the only one that spoke English until my siblings arrived to America. And then, you know, they started to enculturate themselves into the what we call the white society. And what's happening in the text is that individuals, to go back to my 4 acts do now, they are not getting what they want in life.
because what they want is to fit in. And I gave you this visual that comes from a conversation. It's a comic strip that we had in the text. And in this comic strip, you can see how Jin is being curious about becoming what he thinks he wants to be, which is quote unquote an American and to fit in. But we are all Americans in spite of our skin color, in spite of how we are treated differently. And that's why when you are Hispanic, Native American, African American, and even Asian, we, in all of these books that I have here, a lot of my research that I focus on cover how we are oppressed to the point that sometimes we don't even acknowledge it because of how the media permeates these things in our minds. And I feel a sense of gratitude and appreciation for the people who are in my PhD program right now, because a lot of the Caucasian people that notice these systemic structures that have been in place in America from a very, very early on, since the Native Americans discovered America, actually, and they were being brutally murdered by Europeans. And the reason that happened, according to Ronald Takaki, which is actually an Asian American who wrote a really great book about the history of America, is because if you did not fit that physical description of what an American entailed during colonialism, you would be murdered. You would be considered uncivil. And that's why a lot of people are so biased against each other. And this book that I'm having you guys read, I decided to incorporate it into the curriculum because even the point in fact that right now we're going through COVID-19, a lot of Asians are being so horribly treated. And okay, fine, I'm not Asian. Okay, fine, you may not be Hispanic. You may see that somebody's being treated unfairly because they're Hispanic, Black, Asian, Native American, and maybe you think that because you're part of the dominant culture, you don't have nothing to do about it. Actually, even you are affected if you have what Dr. Beverly Tatum, in her book entitled "Why Are All the Black Kids Sitting Together in the Cafeteria," wrote about, which was the point in fact that we all are at a disadvantage in spite of where we come from when we are oppressed, because our economics in the American suffers in America. If you don't stand up for others, if you don't believe truly in equality, it's not a good thing. And it all starts with developing cultural tolerance and a prominent racial identity. So what's happening to Jin, going back to what I was asking you guys, since nobody had anything to say, but I really want you to get something really important out of this brief lecture, which is that the main characters just want to fit in. We all do, in a sense, especially you guys, because you're in 7th grade, you're very sociable, you want to have friends. But the thing here is, this lady tells him, and I quote, "It is easy to become anything that you wish, so long as you're willing to forfeit your soul." That means whatever we want in life always comes at a price. And sometimes when we want to fit in, quote unquote, and we do so in the wrong ways and kind of go by what the majority is doing, trying to be an assimilationist, you're going to lose yourself, your authentic self. And that means your values, what you stand for in life. And that's never a good thing. And I had to answer that just because we're kind of running out of time. And I saw that no one responded to the do now today. And sometimes that happens. No one's perfect. We all have days when we don't feel our ultimate best. But I do want to make sure that you guys are comprehending the importance of this text, and not only this text, but all of the texts that I have decided to embed into our curriculum for this school year. All right, you guys, on that note, so this is a week recap, and it states the following things, Jin faces oppression. Thus, Jin's behavior then contradicts the beliefs that others had about him because everybody viewed him through a stereotypical lens. And that's not a good thing. Sometimes maybe we're raised in a household where I had one of my PhD peers mention that her parents were really racist, but she learned through that behavior what not to be, because everybody interprets what we encounter in a different way. And we know that the fact that Jin's behavior was contradicting the stereotypes others had about him, that in itself shows us, to make some textual connections, that sometimes we need to think more open-mindedly and with a cultural awareness lens without biases. Proceeding on, the character Chinky visits Jin. This raises awareness about Jin's authentic self, because you know that Asians, one of the stereotypes is that they're all quote unquote chinky. That means that they have like their eye shape is chinky, and that way that character is kind of shedding light on the importance of breaking through these stereotypes. And then the following and third bullet point states, he struggles to fit in and therefore considers assimilating into the dominant white culture in order to be accepted. Anybody have any comments, questions, or concerns about anything that I just shared with you? Please type them in the comment box. All right, y'all. Have a wonderful day. Thank you for being here. And the quote that I want to end today's brief lecture is the following. Life isn't about waiting for the storm to pass. It is about learning to dance in the rain. So with that said, please continue to dance in the rain and always try your best. It doesn't matter if somebody accepts you for who you are or not. You have to begin accepting yourself and loving yourself for who you are and pushing through that rain and make yourself a rainbow. Take care.